Good morning. It's 6:41. Ithaca's morning news. In a few months, it'll be time to vote in the general election. But before that, there are primaries at the end of June. Joining us now is Zach Winn. Zach, good morning.
Good morning, Joe. How are you today?
Doing all right. You're no stranger to running for office in the city of Ithaca. Is that right?
That's correct. I ran previously for the first ward as well as running for mayor following the departure of former Mayor Fonte Merritt.
So what's in the cards for you this time around?
I'm launching my campaign right now here on your show, so thank you for that opportunity. And I'm looking forward to having a conversation about conditions downtown, which I believe are continuing to degrade. Recently, at the Common Council meeting this month, 5 members of the Downtown Ithaca Alliance laid out their concerns to the Common Council that they are hoping for a new memorandum of understanding between the DIA and the city, talking about issues ranging from open-air drug use, violence, human and animal waste on the common, an unwillingness for people to invest or even live downtown. And if the downtown core and those businesses are fighting for survival, and the city is not being responsive to those concerns, I believe there need to be people on the council who are willing and able to conquer and confront the problems that are facing everyday citizens here in the city.
In that first ward, Zach, what would you identify as the biggest need or the most pressing issue?
Well, right now the most obvious one, I believe, is the conditions at the Asteri building on Green Street, across from the public library. This project, which was 10 years in the making and instigated by the city of Ithaca, has turned into what amounts to an open sore on the downtown area. The people who live in the building are being neglected. The conditions around the building have continued to degrade, and the recent fire being just one piece of evidence to indicate that there is a major problem. And combined with that, the major methamphetamine crisis that is playing out, not just in downtown Ithaca, but countywide, needs to be addressed urgently.
We're speaking with Zach Winn. He seeks to represent a seat in the first ward of the Ithaca Common Council. Do you have, noting these very serious issues, have you developed a plan on how you would address them if elected?
Yeah, I have been advocating for the county to take a more active role in partnership with the city to create a secure mental health facility that will be able to provide for the needs of people that are in the midst of either methamphetamine psychosis or just plain mental illness, which is very plain to see all throughout downtown. I'm sure many people who have traveled through Ithaca have seen the people panhandling with shopping carts, and all of that money, for the most part, is going to fuel drug addiction. And until something is done to give real assistance to people instead of, the word for it is enabling these individuals in what is essentially a slow suicide, things are just going to continue to get worse.
Because you've had experience running for office in the past, I'd have to imagine that you've had a lot of conversations with people that live in the first ward that have seen what you have seen. What do they say to you about their concerns?
People don't like the direction that the city is going in, between the ever-increasing tax burden that is driving long-term residents out of the city and the city of Ithaca seemingly having priorities that are not rooted in everyday concerns like potholes, crime, be it theft or any number of the disturbances that are happening at places like Wegmans, which is in the first ward, or over by Walmart, where there is continuous theft relating to the homeless encampments that have now been sanctioned by the city. Those are the type of things that people see every day and interact with that are just being ignored by the people in charge.
Why do you think they're ignored?
It's easy to not confront real problems when you can concern yourself with invented ones that sound good on paper and provide great headlines. For instance, there was the ribbon cutting at the Asteri where many members of the legislature, the Common Council, and our local elected officials on a state level were down there with Lieutenant Governor patting themselves on the back for having created this place that even at that time was host to fires, overdoses, violence, so on and so forth. So there has to be a willingness to confront real issues instead of ignoring the problems that are being laid out by people like the Downtown Ithaca Alliance. They want answers from the city, and they are not getting them.
Our guest is Zach Winn, who's running for a seat on the Ithaca Common Council in the 1st Ward. What would you do, Zach, to repair the apparent disconnect that some people see exists between the Common Council and the people of Ithaca?
One of the first things that I would do would be to press for the ending of the Memorandum of Understanding between Cornell University and the city. That was a bad deal that was signed for only about $4 million per year, which is a pittance compared to the amount that Cornell would otherwise be paying if they were taxed. And by accepting that deal, that has allowed the entire community to be shortchanged, and resources are desperately needed for basic services, from potholes to compensating city workers, all the way up to addressing the crisis of homelessness and drug addiction that is talked about so often, but is seemingly not being addressed properly.
All right, again, that's Zach Winn running for a seat in the 1st Ward of the Ithaca Common Council. Last question, Zach. What's your expectation? We're still a long way away, seemingly, from Election Day in November. So what are your plans between, let's say, mid-June and Election Day?
I'm going to be connecting with voters, going out door to door, and just giving people a choice and an opportunity. If every single election is decided at the Democratic primary, then that leaves people without a choice come Election Day. And one of the things that I want to offer more than anything is give people an opportunity to actually have agency over who represents them. And until the open primaries rule change is enacted, then I guess it has fallen to me to give people that choice. So that is one of the things that I'm most eager to do, is to give people an opportunity to actually exercise their vote come Election Day.
All right, again, Zach Winn, candidate for Ithaca Common Council, making that announcement here on the program. Zach, good luck.
Thank you. I'm a Republican, by the way, so good luck to me. Thank you.